On this episode of Cars with Jay, I show you my Renault Clio 182. Last week I was ill, so I couldn't do another car review, but I thought it was a good opportunity to introduce my daily driver, or kind of one of my daily drivers. Oh, nice wide body M4 kind of went past. So this is my Clio 182, and I've got to say that I love this car. I think it's absolutely fantastic. Now, French cars are rubbish. I'm not going to don't get me wrong, the build quality is horrible, they're not very reliable, but the fact that this car costs like £1,500 and it's so cheap, and for the money I think they're absolutely crazy. I mean, just off the bat you can get like 45 mpg on this on the motorway. They're really cheap to run. You can do 140 odd mile an hour, you can take it to the track, you can drive home, and there's not many cars that would just happily do that. This is not going to be a car review of the Clio 182. I will do a proper review one day, but I really wanted to introduce this car to my channel because it's my daily driver and I absolutely love it. Now, it has got its quirks. It's not a perfect car, and it gets driven hard. This car's had a really hard life. I've owned it for a couple of years now, and since then I've done multiple track days. I've taken it to the Nürburgring. It actually has been blown up at the Nürburgring and had to get recovered home. It's just been through so much that I thought I have to share this car. And actually last year I was going to sell it. If any of you guys recognise the number plate on this car, you might recognise a good friend of mine, Sean Barrett. I'll link his Instagram in the description below. He did a review on this car and it got quite a lot of views, which I'm really happy about. And it was quite controversial because back then I had decals on this car. I had gold wheels, I had gold stripes, and a lot of people were questioning why I've done that, and they said it looked a bit chavvy. But for me, the car is black gold. That's the colour of this car. And I wanted a track car, it was being turned into a track car, and I wanted the track car to look more lively. I wanted it to look a bit more fun. And what's the point of having a box standard looking car? So I thought, let's put some gold stripes on it, let's do a theme with it, and let's run with that. And I'm really glad I did, because it just kind of made this car stand out. Whether it was bad or good, it just made it different to what other people go with. And I'm really glad I could share those memories of the car. Anyway, the car's back to stock now, and it's been sitting for 1 year. That's 1 year the car has just literally sat for. I've done a few maintenance washes on it, I ran it every now and then, but honestly it wasn't driven in that whole time because I was driving another car at the time. So I decided to put it up for sale, and then I made like literally no effort to sell it, because in the back of my mind I really enjoyed this car. It had so much to give, so naturally I kind of, at the back of my mind, subconsciously I didn't want to sell it. So now the car's back, it's fully taxed and insured, it's back on the road, and I love every moment of driving this car because it's just so much fun. Because this car is the perfect definition of a hot hatch in my opinion. It still follows the same ethos. It's manual, it's naturally aspirated, it's a lightweight car, and it's just so much fun. It even has hydraulic steering, which a lot of cars now, they don't have hydraulic steering. And a lot of people don't know why hydraulic steering is preferred, and that's simple. Hydraulic steering gives you so much more feedback from the road. You can feel every bump and everything like that, and it makes the driving experience so much better. What I do want to show you is the car itself, and I think you're going to be surprised at how rough this car is, but I don't care how rough it is. It's not a garage queen, it gets used hard, and that's the way things should be. I work on this car myself, and that I like doing that. I don't want to buy a car on lease or buy an expensive car because I know I'm going to have to get it serviced by someone else, and that's not fun. I like to get to know my car and work on it because I feel it's cheaper, but it's a lot of fun. I had this car up for sale because I was thinking about getting something a bit more sensible. I was looking at a Mark 7 GTI. What I was going to do was get a Mark 7 GTI, pay it outright so I own it, or I was going to lease a Mark 7.5 GTI, get the spec I wanted and get something brand new. But every time I was going to make that decision, I kind of thought, what's the point? This car, I don't care what happens to it. I can really rag it, I can take it around the track, I can service it myself. I own it, it doesn't cost anything. So why would I enter myself into a lease? It just doesn't make any sense. I did think about getting rid of my Porsche and getting rid of this and any other car I own to get an M3 competition or an M4 competition, because believe me, I love it in San Marino blue. They're gorgeous looking cars, they're modern, they drive really well. But again, I just didn't really feel like that was the right idea. There's so much I like doing with modifying cars, working on cars and tracking cars, that this car can do it all. And if I ride it off, it's not the biggest deal. It's not going to be the end of the world if I ride this car off at a track or something. So I'm going to stick with it a bit longer, and I know that some of my audience will like the idea of working on a car, turning it into a track car, and just kind of doing general mods to it really. So that's what I'm going to do with this car. So it's going to be staying on my channel. Now I'm going to find a place to pull over. I'm going to show you around the car because I think you're going to like it.
A few moments later.
There's that ABS.
I've got no ABS. I'm surprised it didn't do it. That was no grip at all.
Nope.
The floor is quite slippery though. So here's everything wrong with my Clio 182 and everything I need to address. So the wheels, they're absolutely ruined. There's a crack in my front bumper, the headlights completely fogged up. There's loads of stone chips on the front bumper. There's lack of peel everywhere. Luckily that headlight's okay. There's rust on my windscreen wipers, my brake caliper's yellow, my centre cap's mismatched, there's a dent on my door, the rear wheels are absolutely disgraced, my aerial's been cut off. Let's go to the back of the car. My exhaust is hanging off, it needs realignment. There's scratches on my boot lid, someone hit me when I was parked. The side of the car's been painted, but painted poorly. There's no arch liners. My exhaust has got a giant hole in it. I have the ABS, traction, service and sometimes the engine management light on. The old owner thought it'd be a good idea to glue the car mats down, and what he's done is actually ruin the carpet. None of the panels actually fit together properly, and that's basically because it's French made. There are holes in my centre console from where the old owner decided to put cup holders in there, and my door speaker's blown. Well, that's about it for now. Oh right, yeah, my aircon needs topping up and there's a dent on the roof. I hope you enjoyed this video of Cars with Jay. Please give it a like rating, and if you'd like to see more videos like this, please hit that subscribe button.